Bit of a sad story to bring you here. Stuart Kettlewell, who was until very recently the manager of Motherwell up in Scotland, has resigned from his position as manager, and the reason why is due to abuse from his own fans. Let's have a look at this. Full article on BBC Sport. Important that they cover this story, especially given the revelations that David Koo has given about the abuse that he's been suffering, as well as his time as a referee, death threats, and a lot of horrible things in between. A real sad state of affairs, and it also extends to managers as well. So let's have a look at this here. Stuart Kettlewell has resigned as Motherwell manager with the Scottish Premier League club, saying the 40-year-old cited the personal abuse he has received during a recent downturn in results. Well, which is short for Motherwell, just so we're clear on that one. That might read a bit strange if you're not familiar with the Wells as a nickname there. Wells say the board of directors of the fan-owned club have recently reluctantly accepted his departure. Kettlewell had been in charge for 2 years and his side currently sit 5th in the table, but they have lost 3 games in a row and have gone 4 without a victory and have won just 1 in 9. So even though they're fairly high in the table, very poor run of form at the moment. Chief Executive Brian Caldwell told his club website, "It's really sad that Stuart felt the time was right to move on. He had an exceptional record and has generated an impressive amount of transfer income for the club. He has been a critical factor in the development of Motherwell Academy graduates, as well as developing young loan players during his tenure. When Stuart approached me, I was very disappointed to learn of the effect that it was having on his family and how he was feeling. No manager, player or club employee, every one of whom gives their all for the club, should feel this way." Caldwell stressed that as a fan-owned, community-driven football club, we will always look after our own. The chief executive had last week pointed out that Kettlewell's side were outperforming rivals with bigger budgets and were 9 points better off than at the same stage last season. However, they lost 2-1 away to bottom side St Johnstone on Saturday, and Wells say that Kettlewell was approached by Caldwell to resign on the Monday morning. Stuart explained that some of the personal abuse was now affecting his family to the point where they didn't wish to attend games, the club said. Kettlewell, who previously managed Ross County in the top flight, has a 41.3% win percentage for his 92 games in charge, which Well point out is the highest of their 7 managers since Stuart McCall left in 2014. Well point out that he guided this side to safety from relegation in his first 3 months in charge, collecting 30 points out of a possible 42 as they came close to secure a top 6 finish. A 10-game unbeaten run last season was their longest since 2010, as they again narrowly missed out on the top 6 while they reached the Premier Sports Cup semi-finals this season, which I believe is their League Cup. I could be wrong with that. Those Scottish people do correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Assistant manager Stephen Frail will take charge of the team for Sunday's match at home against Celtic. Good luck with that, you will need it. And we talk about bigger budgets in Scotland. Celtic just are on another level to everybody, even Rangers in that regard. And by that I mean in terms of budget, before Rangers fans get on me on that one. Nobody will deny that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a real sad state of affairs that a manager has resigned because of fan abuse. I mean, it's just awful, to be honest. It only takes a few idiots to ruin this kind of thing at the end of the day. And I've said this as well in the David Coop thing that's come out last night, that nobody should have to suffer that level of abuse doing their job. Football management and players and also referees as well, they kind of, to some people, they seem disconnected with the world because they earn so much more money. I mean, not really in the Scottish Premiership, that's a different level to what the Premier League is like, but they're still on a very good wage. They're still earning a very good living, of course. They earn more than the vast majority of the people out there, right? So because of that, I think some people just think it's okay to go out and hurl abuse at these people and these people's families. Like, oh, look at them, they've got a nice house and they're ruining my club, It's just absolutely abhorrent that this happens, and it should not be tolerated. And I totally get why Kettlewell has resigned. I'd do the same. I think most people would. This is why football managers for the most part aren't on platforms like Twitter and stuff like that, because the abuse they get is unbelievable and it's just not on. And I get this. I get a fair amount of online abuse as well, being what I doing what I do, but it's nothing compared to what a lot of people get. I fully recognize that, and it's just sad because at the end of the day, on top of that as well, they're doing all right. I mean, yeah, they're in a bad run, of course, I get that, and it was a poor loss against St Johnstone in the previous game. Of course it is. That's very disappointing. They should be doing better. Simple as that. Motherwell are a fairly established top flight club, but they're not a massive club. they're not a big club in Scotland by any stretch of the imagination. And, you know, you look at the table, right? You look at the table right now in 5th place. They're 4 points behind Aberdeen, who, yeah, they've been on a terrible run of their own recently, but they're a much bigger club. You know, Hibs have actually recovered quite well. We're going to say they're doing way better than the Edinburgh clubs right now. They're only just a bit above them. So I get why the pressure was on, but for his own fans to go and abuse him like that, shame on you. Shame on you for that. That's just wrong. And if I'm being totally honest as well, I'm surprised this hasn't happened before. I'm surprised a manager... I mean, there might well be some. I don't know. But I don't know of a manager in football who was resigned because of presumably online abuse from their own fans. I can't think of another, and I'm surprised it's not happened before, but it has. It's happened now. So, yeah, terrible state of affairs really in Scotland with that. Hopefully it's an isolated incident. Hopefully we'll find a new manager and they stabilise and they manage to stay up this season, because they're only just 6 points off the drop. But they're not a huge club. They don't have a God-given right to be in the top flight. They're not like Celtic and Rangers pretty much are in Aberdeen. You know, they've been there forever pretty much. Obviously Rangers, very notable exception for a while. You know, we won't talk about that period, difficult period for Rangers though, but you get what I mean. They're not a team that would be out of place in the Scottish Championship in terms of their support and everything. As horrible as it sounds, it's true. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. I want to hear what you have to say about this. Do you know of any manager that's had to resign because of online abuse like this? I can't think of another, to be honest, but I can definitely think of plenty of managers that have suffered a lot of online abuse, though. No, that's for sure. That's not an isolated thing. It happens to all of them. Every player, every manager, every referee, as we see. So, yeah, your thoughts in the comments below, guys. I want to hear what you have to say about this, and we'll see you very soon for some more football content. Hopefully a little less like this. I've done 2 videos today, both being about abuse that people in football have suffered. It's not good. Yeah, hopefully some more uplifting stories here on the Football Chronicle very soon. Have a good one, guys. See you soon.